Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, by Shem Rakakwadash, Barakatham. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Raya with another video. And the year the Karagma, or the year Esau really pushes for that chip, keeps moving along. This is going to be another video dealing with that microchip implant, which is the mark of the beast, and how these new technological applications and biometric systems are just a stepping stone towards that eventual mandatory implementation of that microchip implant. And I'll start it off with an article from activistpost.com titled, "Worldwide Effort to Restrict Everyone's Right to Travel is close to a reality. He causeth all." And soon enough, you won't be seeing this. You'll just be seeing a picture of someone's hand with that microchip implant in it. According to a recently published white paper, there is a worldwide effort to restrict the right to travel of everyone, and you will not believe how the UN is involved. A recent article at papersplease.org warns that the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, or the OSCE, wants to check every airline passenger's background and send airlines an authority to carry before a passenger is allowed to board a plane. Got a little diagram of it right here. An IAPI system allows for a two-way communication in near real time. The airlines transmit the API message on a per-person basis to the requesting authorities at the time of check-in, while law enforcement agencies have the opportunity to, here's the key word, decide whether a certain person is allowed or not to board a plane by issuing a board, no board message. And what's going to be the criterion these law enforcement agencies are going to use to decide whether somebody can travel or not. You may be labeled a domestic terrorist for speaking against the government, or being for the environment, or you may be labeled a so-called black identity extremist for being out there on the highways and byways preaching this word. It just repeats what that last paragraph said. Think about what this means. The self-proclaimed largest regional security organization in the world, the OSCE, wants to conduct background checks of every airline passenger in the world. The work of the OSCE spans the globe, encompassing 3 continents, North America, Europe, and Asia, and more than 1 billion people. And it's a bunch of Edomites behind this system, or so-called white people, showing that the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, as it states in Job 9:24. Giving a private organization the ability to control the right to travel of nearly 8 billion people is horrifying. The white paper warns that the OSCE and the International Air Transport Association are working together to track every airline passenger. Thanks to the UN and its member states, the OSCE program has been collecting close to 50% of airline passengers' personal information since 2017. UN helped create a worldwide airline tracking program. According to the white paper, the United Nations played an important role in creating a worldwide airline tracking program. In December 2017, the United Nations Security Council unanimously adopted Resolution 2396, building upon previous resolutions 2178 and 2309. It calls upon member states to collect API and PNR information because 2396 was adopted under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter. Compliance with this obligation is mandatory for all member states. And with this push for all this biometric technology in society, with license plate trackers, facial recognition cameras, fingerprint scanners, that's what this is all moving towards, because that'll be a much easier way to collect somebody's data and figure out what their identity is. And then when that proves to be unreliable, which it already has in some countries such as India, they're just going to move to that microchip implant, which will be touted as more convenient and more safe. Full implementation of Resolution 2396 represents a massive undertaking. To date, only 48% of OSCE participating states have set up an API system, while just 31% collect PNR data. The UN's involvement in creating a worldwide tracking system is made even more disturbing after a recent IRIN news article revealed they hired Palantir to analyze their food program. The UN's food program contains personally identifiable data of 90 million people. Why would the UN hire Palantir, and why would they help to create a worldwide airline tracking program? To bring about that new world order where everybody's locked into the system. Has the UN become a worldwide spy agency, which it already is? The OSCE's Transnational Threat Department is a repository of secret threat ratings of airline passengers. And as I said earlier, what constitutes someone to be considered a threat to the powers that be? The TNTD is comprised of 4 units: action against terrorism, what's considered a terrorist, border security and management, strategic police matters, and co-coordination cell, but also deals with cross-cutting topics such as cyber, ICT securities, and police, OSCE's online law enforcement information system. What does this mean to Americans? It means the TSA, CBP, and OSCE are secretly giving threat assessments to every airline passenger, and any one of them could put a person on a no-fly list for any reason. Imagine a worldwide OSCE police force that has the power to detain and stop people from traveling anywhere. Well, imagine no more, because the OSCE actually has a police force that could do just that. Got a map right here. Tracking every airline passenger in the world as close to reality. And only the countries in red are those countries that don't have a system like this in place. But as you can see, the majority of the world's rocking with this system, showing that, again, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, that border of wickedness, as pursuant to Malachi 1 verse 4. And where it mentions the TSA right here, the TSA is already working on a biometric identification systems, which will play into this new system of restricting somebody to travel or not based on a slippery slope of criteria. This is from another article on Activist Post. Year in review, airport surveillance takes off in a new dangerous direction. And I've used this article many times previously. We've got that facial recognition right there, that mark in the forehead, a fingerprint scanner, that mark in the right hand. This fall, the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, published their biometric roadmap for aviation security and the passenger experience, detailing plans to work with Customs and Border Protection to roll out increased biometric collection and screening for all passengers, including Americans traveling domestically. Basically, CBP and TSA want to use face recognition and other biometric data to track everyone from check-in through security in the airport lounges and onto flights. If implemented, which it will be, there might not be much you can do to avoid it. The Department of Homeland Security has said that the only way we can assure that our biometric data isn't collected when we travel is to refrain from traveling, point blank period. To be a part of this system, you're going to have to play by their rules. And that one major rule coming up is to get that microchip implant. And airports already have these biometric systems installed in it, as we'll see from this article, from this video on the GMS Louisiana Brothers' page. Yahushua is coming back. Atlanta Airport on location, RFID biometric technology setup.
All right, Shalom, Shalom. We here at Hartsfield International Airport. And as you can see, this is the new machinery that they have in here with the facial recognition down here. This is how you check in at the international section. So So I'm gonna just see what it does.
Check in at the international section. Worldwide effort to restrict everyone's right to travel is close to a reality.
By selecting yes, you agree to our privacy policy found in Delta. So, let's say, I'm not going to do too much messing around with it. But I just wanted to show that, as you can see right here, they got the facial recognition. RFID technology is in place, brothers. So you're going to be scanning your hand with the chip. So.
And as I said at the beginning of the video, these biometric systems have already proved to be able to be hacked or fail, and that's all by design, because they want to eventually move to that microchip implant. I'm gonna jump down to this paragraph. It's unprecedented for the government to collect, store, and share this kind of data with this level of detail, with this many agencies and private partners, and the risk to all of us is real. India's Aadhaar biometric database, built to reduce corruption and expanded for use by other public and private groups, keeps getting hacked. It is not only cheap to buy the information of one of the 1.19 billion people in the database, but the hacks also allow for new information to be entered into the database. Rather than increasing security, India's biometric database created more problems and opportunities for corruption. And think about it like this. This new tracking system's been put in place where it reads your biometric data, and somebody's going to the airport and gets arrested by authorities and interrogated, and they find out that their biometric data has been hacked and changed to make them look like somebody who's on a terrorist watch list. And then they tell the person, look, we've been having problems with our biometric database getting hacked. It'd be much easier for you to get a chip that isn't easily hacked and has all your information safely stored on it. All these pieces are just falling in play, Akim. Now I'm going to go to a precept we always go to when dealing with the mark of the beast. Revelation 13, I'm going to start at verse 16. And he causeth all, that he being the elites of the Edomites, such as the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, what have you, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, worldwide, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that microchip implant, and that no man might buy or sell, or even be able to take a flight around the world, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. With each passing day, we're getting closer and closer to the mandatory implementation of this microchip implant, which is the mark of the beast. And as we know, brothers, shortly after that, Yahushua is going to return to save his elect. So brothers, this isn't the time to be getting weak in this truth. Your spirit should be on fire to push this word as hard as you can. So just do whatever you can to stay in this truth and not be taken out so close to the finish line. So with that, I hope you, sincere Akim, found this video edifying. As always, I'm going to say Abba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Till next time, Shalom.